Hello, my name is JD Duran. I'm originally from Colombia. I'm 47 years old, and I'm an airline pilot. I'm a Boeing 747 captain for DHL Airlines in the United States. I'm 47 years old. I did my hair transplant procedure about 9 months ago, back in December, and here I am for the results. Main motivation for me to do my hair transplant started back when I was 16 years old, when I used to be a teenager, and I played heavy metal in a rock band. I played in the very first transatlantic concert in Colombia called Rock to the Park, or Rock al Parque. And back then I had pretty long hair that got all the way to my chest. So at the age of about 25 years old, I started losing my hair, and I realized that I was gonna eventually lose my entire hair. So at the age of 38, I had pretty much lost almost all my hair. My dream has always been to have that hair again and to be able to have confidence again in myself, look a little younger, feel better with myself. And eventually my dream is that the day I retire, I can actually wear my black leather jacket again and have long hair and feel like I'm still a teenager playing heavy metal. So that is one of the reasons why I did the procedure. Before the transplant here in Colombia, I have never tried to do any other kind of transplants or anything like that. What I have actually done, I use something that is very popular in the United States called Topic, which is a hair fiber dust that you apply in your hair. And that pretty much covered up the bald spots that I had in my hair for a good length of about 10 to 15 years, which is what I use. But I have never tried anything that will come up as a procedure for my hair. The main reason why I did it is because, like I was telling you, I'm an airline pilot, and I have traveled to over 142 countries by now. And I am the kind of guy that I need to see evidence of something happening to do it. I used to be actually based in Istanbul, Turkey, and I saw thousands of people through the airport that would go there to their hair, but it never actually impressed me. It actually looked like a butcher house because there were people bleeding at the airport and things like that. So I was never really motivated to actually do anything in Turkey. But then when I came to Colombia, I saw my cousin who, were blood related, and I saw the results of his hair, and it really impressed me because he was as bald as I was. So with that testimony from him, he referred me to the doctor here, and I just decided that this was the place to do it, and I'm very happy that I follow my instinct. Why transplant air? Well, that's very simple. As an airline pilot, I was able to look in other countries, look into other different countries. For example, I used to be based in Istanbul, Turkey, where, we know it's a machine of hair transplants. And I actually didn't like that. I didn't like the way the places look there because they might look really professional in the outside and very appealing to the eye. But the main problem that I have with them is that I actually saw it like it was a machinery of doing hair. It's a factory. And I like what we have here, which is a very personalized one-on-one contact with the people. I like that I know the doctor personally, his wife who did part of my procedure too. I know Paola, the lady that was up front, and all the ladies, Alexandra, all the ones that do my plasma. So I get to get a more impersonal, deeper contact with the people here. And I think even though I did check places like Korea, which is another place that I checked too, I find out that not just because of the language, which, Spanish is my main language, but because of the proximity with the United States, which is where I live. I'm only 3 hours away, while Korea is 16 hours away. Istanbul, Turkey is 16 hours away. So I figure if anything ever happened, I could be within a 3-hour flight, and I could be here, and I could take care of anything I need to take care of. So that was one of the main things that motivated me to actually do it here. I'm going to be very honest. My procedure was split in two different sections, which was the frontal part of the section and the lower crown, right? So the back crown. So on the first one, I was very impressed because I heard that it was going to be a very painful procedure. And I must say that it was actually a very pleasant experience. I didn't really experience much pain. The doctor was very delicate, giving me enough anesthesia when I needed it. So the first part consisted of 4 hours of taking my hair from the back. And that, I don't think it was painful at all. Then the second part, which took another 4 hours, was the front. And that part actually, it might hurt a little bit, like a little pinch, but it didn't really affect me up to the point that I was done at 6 o'clock in the afternoon that night. And that same day, I ended up going to a restaurant very famous restaurant here in Colombia called Crepes and Waffles. And I ended up eating. Then I went out with my friends to a bar that night. I didn't drink because the doctor said no alcohol. But I went out and came back at 4 a.m. in the morning. So I have no problem that time. The second time, which was the lower back, the back side of the crown, in that one I did feel a little bit more pain than the front. But like I told you, my cousin did this procedure too. And for him, it was the opposite. For him, the front hurt him more than the back. For me, it was the opposite. The front didn't really hurt me at all. The procedure in the back hurt me a little more, but it didn't really affect me because, like I was telling you, the first day, that day, I came in at 8 a.m. I got here at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And that same night at midnight, I was taking a flight to go back to Dallas, Texas. I landed in Dallas because I have to go through Houston, then Dallas. I landed there at 11 a.m. And that same day at 4 p.m., I was already operating an aircraft as an airline pilot to fly all the way to Hong Kong from the United States, which is a really long flight. So it didn't really affect me. That same day I was already working. So within the lapse of 24 hours, I did my procedure and I was back to work. So it was actually a pleasant experience. I was scared at the beginning thinking it was going to be painful, but I don't think it was. I think it was tolerable. I started seeing the results maybe after 3 months. At the beginning, I was a little skeptical and scared because about a month after you get the procedure, you start losing your hair, which is the normal, regular procedure. And the doctor actually advised me of that. He told me, you're going to be losing some of the hair. So it's going to happen. Don't alarm. Be calm. Everything's okay. But the natural instinct of a human being tells you, hey, something's happening here. So I was scared. I was thinking, oh, man, I just got ripped off. I got scammed. I lost my money. I lost my time. I have to come to Colombia. But within a week, the hair just started flourishing again. And like I told you, after 3 months, I came for the first plasma. Boom. It was like an explosion of hair, like you were watering up a plant. And the hair just started flourishing like it's doing right now. You know, it's been 9 months right now, and I'm not still finished with my procedure, which the doctor says I still need another maybe 3 to 6 months to be really finished, complete, and where he's going to analyze if I need more hair, I need any touch-ups or anything like that. But I'm really happy with what I got right now. You know, I think it was a great investment. It's been really good for me. So after the treatment, I feel fantastic. I got a pretty huge boost of confidence. I feel very nice with myself. I feel younger. Everybody who sees me, who knew me from the past and see me now, they all say that I look younger. So it's been a really good boost of confidence. And it actually has helped me more in a personal level with my own health, because when I came here the first time to do the plasma treatment, I found out that the doctor here refused to do the plasma because I have too much grease on my blood. And that was kind of like a blood opening for me to think that I didn't have a good diet and that I needed to get into a better, healthier diet that will actually allow me to continue with the treatment. And that motivated me to go to the gym, because now I can see my hair growing and me looking better. So I kind of wanted to match what my head was looking with my body, you know, so I had a better match of things. So I think it was an eye-opening for me to realize that I needed to get healthier too, which is what the doctor told me since when I came here. He says, you need to work on your diet, you need to work on your health, on working out, on exercising, and finding a balance for your life. So I think that was the most important thing, the balance of what my hair was creating for me to match it with who I am as a person. And I think that's revealing now with my happiness. Like I feel more motivated to do things. I feel happier to go out and do stuff. So it has definitely boosted me as a person, my confidence in who I am. In my personal level, you know, my family, you know, my wife, my kids, my mother, my father, everybody who sees me, my fellow pilot co-workers, everybody who sees where I am now, they all tell me that I look fantastic. So that has actually helped me a lot, because it's a big boost to my ego. You know, I don't have a big ego, but it's really good. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel that you're doing something good, that you did the right choice doing this. I think that you know, after like I was telling you, I tried different procedures, not many procedures, but I tried different procedures like Topic, and I used Topic for about 15 years. And now when I look back at what I did in those 15 years, where I was trying to cover up my baldness using this powder, these fibers, I realized that for me it was actually a total loss of money, because a little jar of Topic in the United States, at least, it costs an average of $50. So when I look back to the 15 years that I spent using this, I think I could have do 4 or 5 different procedures here of a actual treatment that actually works. So in my opinion, I think I wasted my money doing other things. I think that, there's a lot of people out there promoting different things that could work, that could help you. But I really think that the only solution for hair loss is to have a hair transplant. I mean, I think the plasma is definitely key. You definitely want to do plasma. You can do plasma. You can afford the plasma. Do it as long as you can. But I think the hair transplant is the only real solution to hair loss. And I think I am 100% witness of that happening. It's what happened to me. Now I wish I have not wasted 15 years throwing away my money, but I have actually invested in something that works. For me, I can say that the real value that I found on Transplant Air and why Transplant Air comes down basically to how accommodating they are. I got to know personally the doctor and his wife, and they both did my treatment. I got to know all the nurses and everybody, and it's very important because here they know me exactly by name, and they know who I am, and they were extremely understanding with my situation of me being an expat who lives in the United States, who needed to come here in different situations. As an airline pilot, my schedule is very volatile. It changes all the time. So I can never really say, okay, I'm going to be there on Tuesday the 22nd at 8 a.m. because my schedule can change any minute. So for me, it's extremely important to know that I can count with people that are willing to work with my schedule and my time. And for me, my time is extremely valuable, not just in the monetary aspect of the money, but on the aspect of that the few days that I get at home, I want to spend it with my kids. So I want to try to minimize the waste of time. And that is something that Transplant Air and the doctors did for me, and the nurses, all of them. Paola, I have texted Paola and called her at midnight, and she has answered. So to me, that's priceless. To me, that's something that you can just get. I could not get that in Turkey or in Korea or in any other country that I will go to. That is something that I'm getting here in Colombia. And I think that's the priceless part of this, that I know if I call at 4 a.m. and I tell them I'll be there at 8, they will tell me, come on in, Mr. Duran, no problem. So I think that's priceless to me.